Scandal. The TFF has investigated and found tons of referees betting on Super League games and all kinds of other games. Didn't we already think this was happening or something like it? Let's talk about it on the Galatasaray Show. Welcome back to the Galatasaray Show. I'm Brad. This is Serkan.
Good morning.
Good morning. What a morning that it is. I woke up this morning. Limon kestim. Limon su içtim. Ondan sonra coffee piştim. Cep telefon açtım. Twitter açtım. Çok haberi var. So we've suspected something was going on for years with these referees, especially the last 3 years. So let's talk about the scandals just off the top of our heads, right? So there was one, Ankur Gücü's president was so mad at a ref, like he ran onto the field and attacked him, right?
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago.
Last year, for whatever reason, Adana Demirspor plays part of a game with Galatasaray and then just walks off the field. Walks off the field. I've watched lots of football in other countries. Have you ever seen something like that? Why would they do something like that?
I have no idea.
Then, I think this was 2022. What's his name? Is it Ahmet Çakır?
Ahmet Çakar.
And the other one, the bald one, who was the World Cup referee?
Cüneyt Çakır.
They both quit the same year. They quit.
No, I think you meant to say Fırat Aydınus.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, those two. Yeah.
Fırat Aydınus and what was the other guy again?
Çakır.
Cüneyt Çakır, yes.
So why would your two best rated FIFA referees, one who had been a World Cup referee, why would they all of a sudden quit? So I think we're starting to figure out why they didn't want to be a part of this refereeing association. I don't know about a lot of you people watching the show, Galatasaray fans, Turkish football fans, but how many times have we seen a clear penalty? You see the penalty on the camera. They go to VAR. They check it. They come back and say, penalty yoke. How many times have they given a penalty where they've looked at the penalty and we watch it on camera? Do we see a penalty, sir? No.
Too obvious. I mean, you're going to VAR and then you say no penalty. I wouldn't do that in front of like 50 million people.
How many times have we seen it done? I mean, for example, Mesela.
Too many questions. I have so many questions to ask.
Well, let's start asking them. That's why we're here.
Convinced about this betting thing.
So even in our game Saturday against Göztepe, it was clear their player's foot hit the ball. You could see it as soon as you watched the video. And he stood on the field. They were watching this video for 4 minutes. 4 minutes they're watching the video. We watched it for 2 seconds and we saw the call.
You mean the first goal that we scored?
Yeah. And how long do you have to look at something? You could clearly see whose foot was on the ball. And it was like a 5-minute escapade to figure this out.
Yeah.
And so we've all had our suspicions about X, Y, and Z, and it all came out today. A betting scandal. In the Super League, 7 referees, 15 assistants, just in the Super League.
Well, let's just start with the total. 571 active professional referees.
So of the 571, 371 of them have betting accounts. 152 of those are active bettors. So of the 571 refs, 152 of them are betting on football. And 371 of them have accounts. More than half of them have betting accounts.
So almost 65% of those 571, they have betting accounts. That's what it means.
Yes. And 42 refs have placed over 1,000 bets apiece. 42 refs.
So
42,000 bets.
There's one guy that placed more than 1,800
Yes,
18,000, not about
18,277.
80,000 bets.
Yes. 10 refs have placed over 100,000 bets. So yeah, it's a lot. It's not a few of them. It's a lot. And you ask, why would somebody do this? Well, of course, we're in America, but basketball is popular in Turkey, right? We've had Chauncey Billups, a NBA head coach, and another player for another team have been investigated for not just betting on the matches, but having ties to the mob influencing them to make decisions in their games. So the average ref makes about a 500,000 Turkish lira, right? 500,000. It's like 420 to 530, 540. So we'll call it 500,000 on average. This NBA head coach makes like $200,000. So if you're going to be able to influence a coach making $200,000, now again, this is all just not proven, but the FBI is investigating them. They're suspended. If you can influence a guy making 200 grand a year to influence games for betting, can't you get a ref making 500,000 Turkish lira to do the same thing?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're a ref making that money and you're sitting here watching like Victor Osimhen run across the field, with what he makes, then Icardi comes, just our team, Icardi, what he makes, what Singo makes, what Ilkay makes, and they're over here like yelling at you, you just might get a little bitter. And as you get more bitter, right, you feel like this league owes me. I put up with all this crap. I have to travel. I've got to have these players yell at me. I've got to be talked about on Twitter. I deserve more money. And then all of a sudden somebody comes up with a way to say, here's how you can make more money. Or even if it's not the mob, right? I assume the mob's involved in this. You can just get a little app on your phone. Right? You can be a coach on your phone on the sideline, betting on the game as you go.
On average, a center ref makes about 80,000 Turkish liras.
Yeah, how far does that go these days? That's about a loaf of bread.
Not much. That's less than 2,000 a game. So
That guy could buy
it'll be like
he could buy a steak, a loaf of bread, and some dessert. It's gone. So here's some questions I have. So this is deep ranging. One is, why did they not release the names? So this news is about 5 hours old. The names are still not out.
I think they're gonna release the names later today or tomorrow.
But that makes me feel, right? That makes me feel like they're going to try to protect some of their boys.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And
know.
so who's the ref we talked about on the show 2 weeks ago? That refed our game, the one that wasn't qualified, the Besiktas referee.
Yasin Cole.
Yeah, Yasin Cole. We said on our show, that's Ibrahim's boy. And so it just, again, it shows they're saying, oh, we're going to investigate ourselves, the TFF, to have like clean hands. Well, if you want clean hands, why don't you announce the names now? And then here's my second question. Apparently, the judiciary in Turkey, they investigated this betting scandal in April. So April, May, June, July,
About
August,
6 months ago.
September.
6,
It's
7
7
months.
months ago. So why did the judiciary investigate it and couldn't find anything? And that's their job. But then the TFF can investigate it and they find all kinds of stuff. That leads me to believe that maybe the judiciary knew about it and told the TFF, if you don't release it, we will, in order to give them time to make it not look as bad as it is. And again, protect the refs that they want to protect. So even though they've revealed it, I don't know how much I trust it. And that's that's the bad thing. As much as I love Galatasaray and this league, that I don't even trust them when they're trying to tell me they're trying to clean the place up.
371 referees are involved, so the ripple effects on the sponsorship, the transfers, television rights could be large, right?
Oh, it could be huge.
Oh yeah, it will be huge. So
And who's gonna referee the Fenerbahce Gaziantep game today? Do you trust any of the refs that are working today that they're not involved in it? Do you want one of these refs doing the Trabzon Galatasaray game on Saturday?
I mean, they're already incompetent from the get-go. Now that we have this scandal, betting scandal, the trust is lost. It's not there anymore.
Yeah. What happens today? What happens today if there's a penalty in the box, one of those penalties where maybe he's kind of touching him, maybe he's not, right? Either way it goes, after this today, each side's going to think the other one is influencing. So I don't know how they have a clean game today. I don't know how they don't.
It's just those little games that they play. I mean, think about the game yesterday. There was no offside whatsoever, right? He still went to the VAR, and checked the position. Like he watched it like 4 times. Why do you need to do that? It was crystal clear, right? So those little games are just killing me. That's what it bothers me. Otherwise, I don't think our referees are super bad compared to the other referees in Europe. We've seen all these mistakes in Europe too. But again, those little games that we play, those little things, they all add up.
Well, they do. I mean, a couple weeks ago, who are we playing? I don't remember, but they canceled. We were away. Who did we play away 2 weeks ago? That they canceled one of their goals and said they were offside. And when they showed it, it was like the person's like pinky finger. And I was just like, that's going to cancel a goal. That pinky finger influenced that goal.
I mean, it is what it is. There's
You
always,
know?
yeah. I'm not worried about those. Like, if he did not call that offside, then we will be bitching about it all day long, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, his pinky was his pinky was there, or like a shit. There's still a bit of his knee. Sometimes common sense just needs to go into it. But I mean, what do they do now? I mean, it's not like our league is flush with money. The answer is to bring in all foreign referees. But then, what league is going to give up their top flight referees? They're not. What are you going to do? Bring in like the second and third league refs? I mean, we're a freaking Champions League team. I don't want a third tier ref in my game. So, I mean,
The whole system is corrupted. I
yeah.
don't know where to start from.
Oh, I don't know how Ibrahim Hajimolu stays in power. He was in charge while all this was happening. Yeah, it's not good. I don't know where they go forward.
Well, they're going to suspend those referees. So there are 15 referees that are involved in betting. I'm talking about Division A referees.
Well, there's 22 total, 7.
Or 15 center and 7 AR, or 7 center, 15 AR, something
Yeah.
like.
Yeah,
So
7 refs and 15 assistants.
that's a big number. 22 referees. We cannot afford to lose 22 referees. We don't
Well,
have.
here's what kills me. They're saying that the penalty for these things could be like a 30-day suspension, a this long suspension. I'm like,
Not going to clear their history. I mean, the harm is already done.
they've got to be suspended for life. They've got to have their license revoked. I mean, in America, Pete Rose bet on baseball. They
That
banned him.
relates to our justice system.
They banned him for life. Tim Donahue, a referee in the 2000s, got in with the mob, banned for life from the NBA. If you bet on games, you should be banned for life. And do I like the fact that now these sports leagues are in bed with betting? I do not. In America, and even the Super League, you can't watch a game without seeing a app, BetMGM or whoever it is, right? FanDuel, advertising for you to bet on the game. And it's not just the game you can bet on. You can bet on a play, how many goals a player scores, whatever. And so it's crazy. Some arenas, like NBA arenas, have a like FanDuel casino in the arena where you can go in and bet at the arena on the game. And they're wondering why now underpaid players, assistant referees, and these people are betting. You made it so damn easy.
So what is the permanent solution to this?
Oh, there's
That's
not.
a
This has
huge
been
industry. That has become an industry. So betting is an industry, right?
Oh, yeah, it's
I
been here
mean,
for years.
we cannot get rid of it.
Oh no, there's been. I remember as a kid in the '80s, some basketball player, the mob, got him, and they were point shaving, meaning they were intentionally missing baskets in certain games, so the mob could bet against them and win. But I don't know how you stop it. I mean, you could like make the refs be sure they can't have those betting apps on their phone, right? But then who's stopping that ref's cousin from
He is,
placing the bet?
yeah, he is gonna make one of his family members bet on the games, right? It's an easy solution.
Well, one thing you do is you pay them what they're worth. Like
We'll
a
still,
ref should at least be,
regardless of how much they're getting paid, we'll still do it.
yeah.
They don't care. Money is money, right?
So I don't know that you
Super
can
greedy.
fix it. Um, but like when you get these good refs, like you got to make sure there's an environment where they want to work in your league. We lost two of our best referees for no reason. If those refs were still in the league, this crap wouldn't be happening. They would report them. But when you take the leaders out of the locker room, go back to like these bad Galatasaray teams. Bad teams don't have good leaders in the locker room. A coach can't be with you all the time, right? So it's the players like Icardi, like Abdul Karim. They keep the team motivated. They keep them together as much or more than the coach. So if you don't have great, like veteran referees among your referees to be sure they're all working as hard as they can to have a great league, it's just not going to work. And so you let two of your best leaders walk out the door. And it was a leaderless room. It was a bunch of followers. And so now you have one bad apple that starts doing this, then they all start doing it.
Well,
So
I guess we're gonna see more about this later tomorrow and next week. Then we'll get to know more about what has happened since April. Because again, this is not a new investigation. This has been investigated for the past 7 months, 6 months.
yeah.
So we'll see more of that later.
Yeah, it's gonna be real curious as this develops more and more. So yeah, we were going to talk about the Ghost Tepe and Trabzone game, but this was bigger news. So we'll be back later this week talking about those games, and maybe we'll know who the referee's going to be in that game by then. So thanks for watching, everyone. Tell us what you think. What's your solution? Is there one to this refereeing scandal and getting great refs in our league? I mean, do you think this is happening all through Europe? Who knows? Who knows? It's happening in Turkey. It's probably happening somewhere else. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And Heidi and Butte Jimbom.